Welcome to another edition of My Drive on Cast Limit Podcast Network, your top events and news stories for the week while you drive or slack at work. My champion co-host, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, just want to give you a shout out in case you guys don't know this. Prescott Valley is home to the National Cheer Champions, Storm Cheer, and my wonderful and talented co-host, Elicia Morigeau, is one of the coaches of cheer. So congratulations.
Thank you. It's a big thing, so we're very excited.
So how big is that? Explain to people listening that don't know this, because I'm not into sequins and little cheer people. Although they're awesome and they fly around like little sequenced, ballerinas, and ballet men. And what is a? There's ballerinas and ballerinos. No.
Yeah, they're just cheerleaders. They just do their thing.
Cheer dudes.
Yeah.
Who are your competitors? What is the scope of this competition?
So they do it every year in Las Vegas. JAMS has been around for probably 20 years. They've been doing these competitions, and they were the first ones to kind of go out and do these competitions for youth teams and rec teams for the Utes. And so we're a rec team. We don't cheer for anybody. We just compete. So there were 668 teams to take them out that day, and we ended up winning. And
over 668 teams, and you beat them all?
We did. We beat our division, and then we actually had the highest score of any NA18 team out there.
How many teams in your division?
In our division, it was a smaller division. It was the top 6 teams in the nation that made it there. And then there were, there's probably, 12 different NA18 divisions. So
yeah, I was going to say, even though there's only 6 in your division, this is a national competition. You had to beat a lot of teams to get there, right?
Yeah. You have to qualify to get on that stage. And it's just surreal. Like when they call you up on that stage and you're running up and you think you're going to be cool and just, hey, how's it going? And I'm crying like a baby and hugging like the weirdest people, like thanking the JAM staff, like, thank you. Like, it was great.
I want to thank the Academy for that kind of a thing.
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
it
cool.
Was nuts,
so obviously no flyers got dropped.
No flyers got dropped. I mean, we do some pretty crazy stuff to where the whole crowd was just like, well, I mean, we really push it to the very edge of legal. So
maybe the new guy can throw in some applause. We say congratulations to Storm Cheer of Prescott Valley, Arizona, for being national champs at the Las Vegas Jam?
Las Vegas Jams.
Vegas Jam. Congratulations, buddy. Moving on to another exciting event in Prescott Valley. The 2023 Prescott Valley Outdoor Summit has recently been announced by the Fame Family Foundation on the weekend of September 30th through October 1st. Come on out. Last year was the inaugural year. It's going to be awesome. Rock crawling. I believe they've got a walk. That
rock
would be
crawl?
A walk. No. Well, now we're talking about restaurant food. We're talking rock climbing wall as well, but we have like Jeep 4x4 rock crawls, not be confused with walk qualls. We also have, side-by-side poker run. Mm-hmm. We have clinics, how-to clinics. So check it out. Go to PrescottValleyOutdoors.com. for more information and get signed up for your business. If you have an outdoors related business, sign up.
Sign them up. I think we should record this show before we have our afternoon cocktails, don't you think?
Yeah, it's just, it was that sake.
The sake.
No, not really. It is late in the afternoon. We had a technical difficulty. I had to re-record some stuff. It was technical though.
Maybe we lose some magic over
just let the new guy slide a little bit. He feels bad about it.
You could tell.
Anyways, moving on. The Super Bowl's happening in Arizona.
Super Bowl's happening.
Where's it happening again, Elicia?
It's going to be happening at our Cardinals Stadium, which is going to be very cool. Cardinals sadly will not be there. I've given them a lot of heat over the last few weeks with their schedule such as it is, but sadly Bengals will not be there either. So we'll be the Chiefs or something, and the who are they? Oh, Fly Eagles Fly. So you know who I'm going for on Super Bowl Sunday. The good thing is these guys have done this before, and it was a great event back in 1993. There's a ton of stuff you can do. So literally, Bengals not making it has saved me a ton of money because there's interactive, things you can go down there and do. There's meet the players and listen to all kinds of, interviews. And so it's just really saved me a lot of time. So, but you should go down and check it out.
Awesome. Speaking of sports, just to make sure everybody knows this, on the Cast 11 Podcast Network for Central Arizona here, do you know Prescott's got its own podcast network, which I just mentioned, Cast 11, and the latest put out today, Torrance T.D. Dunham recaps the big Prescott High School and Bradshaw Mountain Boys basketball game, and you can listen, if you can hear it, it's pretty cool on Spotify. Hey, this is it.
This week on Talkin' Central Arizona Sports, the end of the winter sports regular season draws near, and local teams are looking toward the playoffs.
Legit.
Prodigal Sports Son
He sounds
is back
legit.
on Spotify, Google Cast, anywhere where you download your streaming content. We cover local state sports on Cast 11, Talkin' Central AZ Sports with Torrance T.D. Dunham. Love that dude. He's
cool.
awesome. What else we got?
Frankie Valli's coming to concert. So
excuse me. What?
I thought it was.
Forget what you were saying.
I thought it was a tribute. Honestly, I'm trying to be super nice about this because we learned earlier this morning that he's 88 years old.
He's 88. So this brings up I'm respectfully curious about this. What drives the human species to work? I recant my former comments and really started thinking about this. Is my dad, for example, worked till about 72. I don't think he had to. Maybe I do. I don't think he had to. And then instantly became the president of his HOA, just driven, right? And you see dudes like Frankie Valli, who I think was singing when my dad was a young teenager.
Yeah, he said 1962 is when he became
right.
famous,
I wasn't even around yet, and I'm pushing 60. So I guess the question I have is, what drives human beings to continue working and in this case performing, which is really demanding, right? Physically, mentally. What 88 and we are still slaying it. What is that all about? To me, that's really interesting. Are other species of animals different? I don't see. I guess they have to keep hunting and gathering, obviously, but I wonder if they just are wondering if they can. Maybe that's the difference between humans and animals.
Maybe.
Because everyone's trying. Before it used to be tools. Remember back in, it was like the 70s or whatever, that they thought that the great difference between humans and animals was tools, but then they realized apes and dolphins and all use tools. Dolphins use a certain kind of sponge for abalone or something, and then apes and chimpanzees use sticks to get termites out of mounds. It's clearly they're using tools, but you don't see animals retiring.
No, they work till they die. That's it. But
they're hunting and gathering, using tools until they die. But humans, save their acorns and then they retire. Some struggle with that.
Yeah, I think especially I see like the males, when they retire, when
She's
guys
profiling.
retire. Well, and women, they all get involved with, they want to head committees and take on volunteer work. So, I mean, I guess it's both the same.
I think you could probably find some women that would vehemently argue with you on that one.
I would prefer to not do anything. But, well, and what's funny is I love Sammy Hagar. You remember Sammy? He took over for David Lee Roth. He's 75. And I would pay $100 to go see him right now play. I have paid recently.
Can't drive.
He is the coolest
55.
dude on the planet. And he's 75 years old. I just think it's I don't know. I just attribute Frankie Valli to I think of him way back in the day that he started. But I mean, he's barely just a little bit older than Sammy Hagar. But
so what we're trying to say is Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons are coming to the Philly Toyota Center March 9th, 2023. They had their claim to fame in 1962, which means they're very seasoned veterans. Awesome. Moving on. And there's a lot of great acts coming to while we're on the Philly Toyota Center in Prescott Valley. What else do we got?
Styx is coming.
Styx.
So, yeah.
Light up, everybody.
I
What's
still
that
don't know
Styx
that one.
songs that you like that we were talking about the other day when we were talking about this? Styx goes back quite a ways.
I mean, that's the only one I know that I mean, I'm sure I know a lot of them, but
who knows the lyrics to that? So Styx, I recall my first concert. Do you remember your first concert?
Yes, of course, Bon Jovi.
So let's go back. Styx is coming to the Findlay Toyota Center when?
Yep. February, let me double check the date for you. February 19th. It's
February 19th, Findlay Toyota Center. Styx. Awesome. My first concert, I want to hear about yours. Mine was Aerosmith, Draw the Line Tour, 1976, white album cover, black drawing. It was like a cartoonish drawing of the band. And I still can't hear out of my right ear, and I'm not kidding. My right ear was damaged from that at 12.
Wow.
Draw the Line Tour.
Good concert, though.
We're getting to see all the groups that here at the Findlay Toyota Show that we didn't get to see as young kids because either like my mom didn't let me go.
Yep.
And now it's like, well, I don't want to go because I can't get out of the house at 8 p.m. I'm too darn tired. But I've gone to a few of the concerts and they're awesome.
Yep, I saw Leonard Skinner there. I saw Alice Cooper there. So they've got some good stuff happening.
Coop. How was Cooper?
He was good. It was funny because I missed that, John. It was right before, he was popular when I was a little kid, but I knew all the words to every song that he played. But watching him walk out with the cane and the top hat, it was so iconic. It was like, okay.
They worked the cane into the
they did, yeah.
the costume.
It's now probably very needed, but it's
so we covered cool. We got quite a big spread on the spectrum there. We got Frankie Valli, we got Styx coming to the Findlay Toyota Center. They just had the motorcycle thing, didn't they?
Yep. They're getting some good stuff going.
What else have we got going on? Arizona State Parks, trails, off-roading. We got a guide on signalsaz.com if you're looking for, this is a great time to go out because it's cool, a little cold, but if you want to go out and hit the trails on the ATV or take a brisk hike, signalsaz.com, look for state parks and trails. There's quite a bit there for your leisure to guide you to the best trails around town. And then speaking of trails, we'll segue to roads. I'm curious.
Yes.
We can afford, as a town, we can afford new stickers and new logos for the town, but now we're stalling on road work because of costs. I'm wondering how much we invested in logo design, and then we have to rebrand literally everything in town, the trucks, the letterhead, whatever that is, medallions for monuments. And now we've got a monument signs contract been awarded for a new monument arch over, I think, the highway 69. Yeah. But we got some stalls on
the road work.
On the roads. So again, going back to going off-road, maybe you don't need to seek out state land and off-road trails because you got Glassford Hill Road to hit the potholes in your four-wheel drive.
Well, I'm just wondering what the reasoning is behind the need for rebranding.
Everybody likes stickers.
I love stickers.
I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was for that. I know that, cold weather creates cracks in roads and then we got potholes. And I guess we're struggling with that. But we all know from a construction standpoint, cost of labor, cost of materials is going up. So they're spreading out the Glassford Hill project and maybe others to over a 2-year period of time because of those reasons and maybe some of the sticker costs.
Well, I was late to work one day because of that Glassford Hill project.
Maybe they could just put big stickers over the potholes. Brought to you by Prescott Valley.
That would be pretty smart.
Not just being
that would be
kind of
what are you gonna do?
Ranty.
Well, and if you're doing all your off-roading and you happen to get a rock on your windshield, you give our guys
I got a great idea for the Prescott Valley Outdoor Summit. Maybe they should sponsor the potholes. And so I saw this. They have the machines that fill the potholes and then it paints them.
Yeah.
And so maybe we could have the machine come and fill a pothole and it could say, sponsored by the Prescott Valley Outdoor Summit. Something about the hole and
I think we can make it work. We'll have to bring it to our next.
I don't know. Be awesome.
Be awesome, don't suck. That's our motto.
Be awesome, don't suck is what we say around here.
Be awesome, don't.
What else we got?
We've got Rafter 11's got some live music and happy hour every Friday with her yummy bread. And they did have breakfast over there the other day. You and I both missed that meeting, but they've got some really good food.
And that was
my
idea.
That was your idea.
My idea to have a company shindig over at Rafter 11 for coffee and scones, but then I had an issue, and then there was a rescheduling of the thing, and then I missed my own idea.
I think you need to reschedule.
I think we do. Rafter 11. So have they started their new cocktail menu yet?
It sounds like it. It's we'll have to go check that out on
Do we know
Friday.
a research person?
Research
Associate
dude?
producer person? She's not saying, I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe we need to call her an associate producer, because if we call her a research person, then she feels like she's obligated to get online and actually research this stuff.
She's like, wait a minute, I don't want to do that.
That's a nice thing. Let's find out from Dawn if they've got their specialty cocktails up yet.
I'll have to ask her.
Because I would love to have a martini and a scone on a Saturday morning.
During lunchtime.
Because then I wouldn't care about the potholes.
Yeah, then you wouldn't care. You wouldn't even care. Boom, boom. Spelling bee. You any good at spelling? Well, you're an editor.
I'm very good at spelling. And it's not that it's something I remember that kind. I don't remember names, but I've always remembered how to spell. I remember the first big word that I spelled that gave me confidence. Maybe it was that early epiphany, was character for whatever reason. It was like in, I don't know, 3rd grade or something.
Mine was psychiatrist. That's how I won my spelling bee in 3rd grade.
I wonder why.
I know. So telling that I would know. But yeah, that was the word I won my spelling bee with.
Psychiatrist. Why does mommy have a psychiatrist, Daddy?
I don't know. Got 3 of them.
Maybe you.
Yeah, 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee has charmed audiences across the country with its effortless wit and humor. So Friday through Sunday at Susie's Prescott Center for the Arts, they will be conducting a spelling bee.
Great thing. Is that for everybody or just kids?
You know what? Those kids are I'm helping my granddaughter with her math homework, and I tried to show her how to stack numbers when you're adding them up, and you stack them this way.
Does she do the new math?
Yeah, we're not allowed to do it this way where you got to group everything.
They should have warned us parents about that, because my daughter gave me like this diatribe when I was doing it wrong. Well, I got this far.
Yeah.
Okay. Prescott Night Market. So
it's a performance of the spelling bee. So people are, it's an act.
So if you read what the producer gave you, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee has charmed audiences across the country with its effortless wit and humor. I think
just thought we were making fun of kids.
Probably could have added a couple more words like this performance, blah, blah, blah.
I thought wit and humor was when they spelled the word wrong and then we laughed at them. No? Okay.
That's the old generation that actually we hit our kids and made fun of them.
Yeah.
So it is a performance, Fridays through Sunday. Times vary by date. Susie's or Suze's?
I'm going to go with Suze's. Let's do Suze's.
Prescott Center for the Arts, Prescott, Arizona. A little confused on that one.
I'm confused. I'm still going to make fun of people when they spell words wrong because I do it all the time. So
let's segue to the Prescott Night Market. Our theme for this market is Very Valentine's. They will have an array of Valentine-themed goods curated by hand-picked vendors. This Saturday, it looks like, from 6 to 10, you might be buying frozen chocolates.
Yeah, it's cold.
A little cool.
So cold.
But maybe your sweetheart will keep you warm.
Oh,
that's a nice segue.
Gross.
What else we got?
Silver Kite Community Art Classes. Meditative watercolor. See, this is why I would fail at a spelling bee.
The Prescott Valley Public Library, Saturday, 11 to 12:30. Art classes, basically.
All right. And I'm guessing no wine with this one because it's the only way I'm going to be good at painting.
It seems like it's a quiet weekend.
Yeah.
It's a little cold out.
Ken Lane has soil preparation for growing success. Saturday, 9:30 to 10:30 at Waters Garden Center. They're going to do a little class on what we do to prepare our garden in winter. So,
speaking of preparing,
yes,
if we got people to listen this far, because it's an exciting weekend.
We've just bounced all over the place.
So I don't know if you follow what's been going on in the Facebook, Instagram world with canceling.
Oh, the canceling culture.
The cancel culture and what happened to Fieldcraft Survival and Mike Glover. These guys had their headquarters, their HQ out here back in like 2019. They actually came into our offices a couple of times. They wanted to open a veterans memorial of sorts in the area. And Fieldcraft Survival is one of the leading companies in their genre for everything from firearms training to hard skills training like tourniquet training, first aid. But in the last few years, they've really morphed and evolved into everything being prepared, from canning foods to what I just mentioned, how to protect yourself, to protecting your family in natural disasters. Well, somehow he got blacklisted as a white supremacist, and by the way, he's half Korean, as well as they basically shut down his Shopify. They shut them all down because he was improperly casted as this person that was going to create mayhem. And the funny thing is it was the FBI that basically did it, but he's worked for the FBI before.
That's crazy.
So it was a really interesting podcast. I recommend, if you go to the Joe Rogan show and listen to the Mike Glover episode. It's about 2.5 hours long, so I took about 2 days to listen to it, driving to and fro work. An amazing show. It talks about how we are changing as a culture and what happened to this entrepreneur who created jobs, but more importantly, the power of media, how it can work both ways. Because not only was his Facebook and Instagram stuff shut down, $60,000 in his Shopify account held up, all the data they had to protect and save, but the power of media, how it works both ways. Because after the Joe Rogan show, they basically started unshackling him. They opened up his Facebook account. They had a lot of people saying, "No, this guy isn't what you think he is."
Wow.
And how it was the control group out of India that was controlling his Facebook account. So there's cultural differences there too. If you see a Facebook page and it's got, say, a knife on it that's sticking in a log, and they're talking about, how to whittle wood or create a fire, but they're equating it with violence somehow, which he's never promoted. It's really an eye-opener how we thought freedom of speech was something that's untouchable. Not the case.
Yeah.
So anyways, if you want a really good just an example of how our culture is changing and how one thing can be taken out of context and then suddenly people are shutting down your business.
Yep.
That's frightening. That never happened before until social media.
No, it's frightening how quickly you can go from something to nothing just because of a comment,
or nothing to something,
or something that they found out that you did, 10 years ago, or when you were in high school, you did this. And it was like,
well, it's just all the negativity, right? And that's why we created Talking Less Media. That's exactly why we're here today is we don't promote anything negatively. There's no negativity. We joke around a little bit. There's no divisiveness. There's no politics. There's stickers and potholes.
Stickers and potholes.
Stickers over potholes. Stickers to cover
we're
the
trying
holes
to be helpful
in the
with
roads.
that, honestly. We're just trying to be helpful with that.
Trying to be helpful. Trying to get better at it.
Yeah.
Making sure our producer and our new guy that is still recording, because we had memory issues earlier.
Had a snafu.
That's it. That's all I got. So I recommend check out the Mike Glover episode of Joe Rogan. That's my. I'm gonna start doing recommendations for podcasts every week.
I think
right?
you totally
And maybe we
should.
start with that. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I think that'd be a good idea.
We'd also like to welcome Wilson Van Ness to the team. He's our new guy. We're giving a little grief today because the memory chip given to him by the old guy was no good. I think it was a setup. I don't know.
I think so.
Just to break him in.
Well, do you remember how we've been so nice to him?
We have
so
been
that
nice.
was like the first 2 hours we were super
Honeymoon's
nice.
over,
Now,
buddy.
That's it.
Time to go back to work. That's right. Cool.
Get it together, man.
Thank you to Cecilia V, a.k.a. Artichoke.
I love that.
For her work today. And that's it from my drive for top events and news stories on the Cast 11. I was going to say Past 11.
Past 11.
Cast Network. I'm having problems with words today. Walk, Rock. Cast 11 Podcast Network. Prescott's first podcast network in Central Arizona. Y'all have a great day. Elicia, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. See ya.
We're out of here. Watch those roundabouts.